It feels like a Thanksgiving game.
Feels like a Thanksgiving game.
The Lions and the Packers. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make it easy. The Packers are riding high.
Yeah,
the Packers just beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys.
They
really ain't worried.
It's at Lambeau.
Lambeau's a tough place to play. It's probably cold as fuck right now in Lambeau.
Yeah, but that's not affecting Detroit though.
It's not affecting Detroit, but I just don't. I think they're riding too high. I think Matt Stafford is. And this
is a primetime game. This is primetime.
The Packers play lights out. Their defense is surprisingly not as good as their defense was acting like they were, but they are decent enough to beat the Lions. I think the Packers win.
Yep. I'll take the Packers as well. Only reason I can't take the Lions is because I don't believe in Matt Stafford to that level. I think that the Packers are going to come out. They're running. They're not going to have the success, though, because that Lions defense, I think, is real. I believe that from before the season started. But they're running that zone offense. They're going to keep hitting the ball home. And I don't think the Lions are going to be able to score against the Packers. So I can see the Packers winning by a touchdown.
Okay. I'll buy that. I might say a little bit more, but I'd buy that.
You say a little bit more? Okay. All right. So we got all the games out the way. Got the NFL pick them out the way.
I should be very far ahead by the end of this weekend.
You think so?
I might make a parlay out of those picks right there.
Damn.
Make me rich. I'll be done with this podcast. I'll be rich. Living in Hollywood, baby.
That's what's up. All right. So we just got to talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, that's my team. That's my home team.
Yeah, that's them boys.
That's who I root for. Mm-hmm. And I always want to know how people feel about Dak. Talking about his money. You know, we talk about him.
Dak's talking about his money.
He's going to take less than $30 million this year, I think.
That's what he says.
Do you think that Dak is overrated, underrated, or rated where he's supposed to be at?
It's interesting because looking at the Cowboys play, even last year, I would feel like they were protecting Dak a lot. They weren't really counting on him to win them football games because they had Zeek, and Zeke was eating. And when Zeke's eating, you just keep feeding that man.
Yep.
So you don't really need a quarterback at that point. You could have had a wide receiver back there handing the ball off to Zeke, and you'll still win some football games.
A lot like the Shanahan offense.
But I looked at the stats that Dak has been putting out, and he's
better than Lamar.
Better at what?
Oh, I want to hear you say he's better than Lamar.
I'll say better at what, and
at football.
I'm not sure about that at all. If we look at Dak's stats, he's a 3,000-yard passer, which
would be great in 99.
Yeah, if he was taking on somebody from 99, stud. Good luck. Air raid offense. But in today's world, he throws about 22 touchdowns a year. Throws about 4 or 5 picks. That's pretty good.
The ratio's good.
That's pretty good. He doesn't do poorly, actually. If you look at it, his QBR is decent. It's not great, but he doesn't do bad. And he also brings that running ability. And he's not some star runner. He's not Lamar. He's not Kyler.
Yeah. It's good sneaky
but
run.
It's almost like you don't think about it like the same way you didn't think about Andrew Luck running away from you. It's the same way you don't think Dak, but Dak is tougher than Andrew Luck.
Because Andrew Luck retired.
Dak will lower his shoulder.
Andrew Luck did too.
And it's broken in 17 places right now. That's why he's retired. Dak, I feel like, now don't get me wrong, Dak is not worth $30 million a year.
Okay.
In any way, shape, or form. Damn. He's a great quarterback, but don't blow your load on fucking Dak Prescott and ruin your team. You just paid Zeke. Use that motherfucker until you can find out if Prescott is actually that guy.
So how do you feel about him? You still haven't said how you felt about him.
Right now, I feel like he is who we think he is.
Who is we? Is he good? Is he bad? He's top 10?
I talk to the masses, and they think he's an average quarterback.
Average, okay. So
he's an average quarterback. He's top 15 quarterback.
Okay.
Now, if you ask a lot of people, they'll say top 3 or top 5, but he's a top 15 quarterback. He's serviceable.
Okay.
But that's about it.
I'll go a little further than that. I, for one, being a Cowboys fan, I've never believed in Dak.
Okay.
Not in the skill set, I mean.
All right.
So I watch him run. It's okay. It's a little Tim Tebow with his running. He's real tough in the run game. He's not scared to lower his shoulder to get that first down. And he is a lot heavier than he looks. I think he's probably like He looks like he's 220, but I think he's probably 240. So when he hits you, like you feel that shit.
You feel that.
He's falling forward.
Yeah.
So that's good. Now, the first couple years, he was real scattershot with his throws.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ball just goes anywhere. This is why he couldn't play with Dez because Dez ain't getting separation. Dez needs precision passing to get him the rock.
Exactly.
That's what Tony Romo was. Now all of a sudden you got the burners and dudes are beating coverage, and now you got an offensive coordinator that's scheming this out right, and all of a sudden Dak looks good. I think Dak this past year boosted his accuracy tremendously.
Sure.
I don't think that he's boosted it to a top 5 level.
Okay.
I don't think that. But I think he's boosted it to the point to where now he is a franchise quarterback.
A franchise quarterback?
Yes. I never believed he was a franchise quarterback before this. I feel like Dak was replaceable. I think the only thing that kept Dak in this league was his leadership skills.
And now you think that you should base your offense around, your team around that.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing right now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like Dak has a very strong chance of being an Andy Dalton.
I felt that way before. I don't feel that way anymore.
I feel like he'll put up enough numbers and you'll see flashes where their offense looks lights out. But then once you actually sit down and look at it, you'll be like, oh, he doesn't really win us anything. He's decent in the regular season. When we get to the playoffs, we have to rely on our fucking all-star running back. And our running back can't take 40 carries and carry the team every game. That's not a way to this. That's not the trip to the Super Bowl.
I can see why you would think that based on the past. And I thought this as well. But watching this dude play this year, even with this last game where he threw 3 picks, and I like to say threw 3 picks with, parentheses or whatever.
Quotation marks. Okay.
He threw, I think, a pick that was his fault. One ball hit Amari Cooper in the hands, kind of slightly behind him. Okay. But shouldn't have went off his hands. Not your number one receiver. Your number one receiver catches that. If you're your number 3 receiver, sure.
Okay.
Number one receiver catches that. Second, Gallup got bullied off the line.
Okay.
Dak threw where he was supposed to throw it to.
Okay.
But there should have been a pass interference or something there. Like, did you see that play?
You know what? I'm gonna use this to go off script right now.
What is that?
And you know what fucking bothers me?
What?
Is the reviews of pass interference in the NFL has been the biggest waste of fucking time all season.
I agree.
And you know what? Let's take that to our fucking L of the week, too.
Okay.
Because I wasn't even thinking about this until you just brought up pass interference. This is the worst thing the NFL could do. So for my L of the week nominee, it's the fucking NFL.
Oh, the whole NFL.
The whole fucking NFL. The owners, the rule makers, the refs, throw them all in the fucking garbage. This pass interference shit is absolutely atrocious. If you got blatant pass interference and you're like, oh shit, they didn't call it, but you definitely throw the flag, red flag on that one. Yeah. Challenge that. The guy can tackle someone in the air and the refs will be like, bro.
Refs come out like Stevie Wonder, bro.
Hey, I think that shit stands. Hey, give me that timeout though. That's what it's just another way to take. I don't know if they're trying to shorten the games by taking a timeout away, because that's all that they've gotten out of it is taking timeouts away from teams.
Most of them I can see why they make certain rules. And so when I saw that rule being made, I was like, oh, I see people hate it because they hate seeing more reviews. Yeah. But I was like, I'm with this actually. Yeah. I'm with this because, I
hate when you'll watch a game and you'll be like, yo, that's pass interference.
Yeah. And so I feel like the same thing cheated last year. Yeah. It was so atrocious that I feel like they should have made a rule for
Definitely.
It. But these dudes ain't overturning nothing. And it's like, bro,
nothing.
The dude is saying it's pass interference.
Yes.
You said it wasn't at first. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, nah. Like you said, they tackled him, but nah.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're almost making it a point like the refs don't like that rule.
Yes.
And so they're making a point to not overturn them.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the refs are like, look, just trust our judgment.
Yes, trust our judgment. Because I think they made this rule for 1 year, actually.
Is it just a 1 year rule? It's a tryout. It doesn't work. We'll kick it to the curb type of thing.
Right. So I think the refs are just like, yo, we into this rule. There was 300 flags thrown on this, and we only overturned 2 of them. So this is obviously retarded, and we're very good at our job.
It's got to be that, because I have yet to see someone win a challenge off of pass interference.
It's not even about them winning or losing. It's about what's fair.
Yeah,
and it's legit. True. They're not overturning plays when they're going back and looking at them and saying, "Yeah, that's actually pass interference. Yeah. That's actually not pass interference."
I'm completely ready to throw this whole rule in the trash unless they revamp it and try again. Maybe they'll send it to New York to get that overturned. I'd be fine with that.
I feel like they should do that with everything.
That should just go to New York. Let them decide. If they decide it is, cool. That's not your call to make.
I feel like it should go to New York, and the calls we made before the refs even get to the sideline. You know, the refs go to the sideline and watch the camera.
They go watch it a couple times.
It's like before they even make it to the sideline, New York should be like, oh, yeah, we already saw this because we're watching this live.
Yeah.
We watched the replay twice before you even went out to the field and called it a penalty. Hey,
it's pass interference. Go tell them. Yeah. Reverse it. That's how it should be. That's my L of the week.
That's a great L of the week. I didn't see that one coming.
Throw it away.
Yeah, that's a trap.
It was almost Antonio Brown pleading to get back on the Patriots. It was almost Richard Sherman with his, he dapped me up. He didn't dap me up, but I think he might have dapped me up. Wait a second. There's video of him dapping me up. It was almost Richard Sherman.
Damn.
It was almost the Browns getting fucking embarrassed on TV. It's the NFL.
It's bad, yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you give it to the NFL. I give it to the refs. I feel like the NFL tried to do the right thing, unless the NFL is in the refs' ear saying like, "Yo,
maybe I don't know who it is."
I'm giving it to the refs.
So when I can't pinpoint somebody, everybody's getting it. NFL, hold this L this week. Hold it and keep it close. You're taking that shit.
Word, take the L, NFL. All right, with that, it has been an hour. So we're going to go ahead and conclude this podcast.
Peace out, y'all.
Till next week.
The face dive in the snow, nose in they grill. I be with Don King. If you a fighter, good. Fuck Tiger Woods. It's tigers in the hood. So come test the birdie. If you stretch the dirty, give you a quarterback like test the birdie. I got to be the best living, that's a given. Check my stats. This the halftime show. What the rest with that? Killer Cam, what's your name, huh? Killer Cam, what's your name?